What's going on, YouTube? It's your boy Seth the Lawn Surgeon, and didn't have time to edit a video. I've been out working today, working in the yard, working on my neighbor's yard over there. So I want to give y'all a video, but it's gonna be a regular length video, but it's not gonna be a regular quality video. I'm using my phone. Gotta do a crumb check. What the heck is that? I don't know. Anywho. Today I'm going to be talking about these bad boys, Frankentiller, and I think I'm going to name this bad boy Igor. Keep with the Frankentiller theme. And the reason I wanted to give y'all a little story behind these two, with a little Gravely cameo in the back. The reason I want to give you the story, because these two are related. So, let me rewind back. 2012, when I started my business, my first ever push mower I got was a yard man from my uncle. He gave it to me for free, and I used that for about a year. That had a 4 horsepower motor on it. No, a yard machine. Excuse me, yard machine. So I used that yard machine. It was great, and then I had a yard machine that I used for my business, and then I had a Murray with a broken down. It wasn't broken down, but it ended up breaking down. The deck rusted through until the wheel fell off. So the deck was done, but the motor was still good, right? So what I did was I went on Craigslist and I bought a new deck. Not this one. This is before this one. I bought a new deck, which was a nice deck, and I transferred that Murray motor from that deck to the new deck. It was a brand new unused deck, and I still use that mower for my my house, and I still use the yard machine for my business. So I'm trying to think how I did this, because I had a lot of that. That's why I call y'all gonna find out why I call this mower the Transformer. So I needed that yard machine was 4 horsepower. I needed more horsepower, right? I needed more horsepower for my business because it wasn't powerful enough. You know, because that was like my main push thing. This is pre-Timemaster, pre-Walk Behind, pre-all that. Push more, that's your bread and butter. I needed more power. So, I went and I bought from somebody for probably like $40 or $50 this mower. It was this mower with like a 5 horsepower Bilt engine on it or something like that, and of course it was a great upgrade. It was good for me at the time, and so that's what I was using for a bit. Then I got to the point where I started cutting people's yards that had like manicured grass and stuff like that, and it was still underpowered. I said, I need more power, bro. I need more power. So I went online and I found this other Bilt engine, because I love Bilt mowers at the time, and I still do. And I found another Bilt with a 6.75 engine. Yeah, that one. Found it with a 6.75 engine, but when I got it, it had a different deck. It didn't have this deck. See, if you see this deck, these little teeth right here on the front, they like comb the grass. That's what helps it stripe so good. It like combs the grass, spreads it apart, and it makes like an awesome stripe. So I love this deck. I'm like, man, the new Bilt mower didn't have that deck, but it had the big engine. So you said, know what I'm gonna do? I took the 5 horsepower motor that was on this deck. I took this 6.75 6.75 horsepower motor off that other deck, and I swapped them. Then I instantly put that mower back on the market and sold it. So I like made my money back. So now I had this new deck with this 6.75 motor, and I was cutting the crap out of some grass. I was cutting some grass. So yeah, so alright, I don't want to make this video too long. Anywho, so yeah, I had that for like a year or so. Then guess what? I needed more power. So 6.75 wasn't doing me good. I mean, it was doing me good, but it wasn't doing me justice. Needed more power. So then that's when I upgraded to the Timemaster, right? And once I got the Timemaster, guess what? This deck with that motor, it just sat in the shed. I didn't use it because I'm like, what I need it if I got the Timemaster? What I need that for, right? So then, here comes the Frankentiller story, right? So now, this customer gives me this tiller with the old like 4 horsepower motor on it, right? So I get it. When I bring it home, it starts up, but then I let it sit for a year. So now I said, you know what? I wonder if my friend Romeo can help me, upgrade this motor. So I had, at the time, I was into like refurbishing mowers. I would buy a motor for like less than, if I could find one for like less than $20, get it running, sell it for like $50. Make it easy, $30 or something like that. So I had a mower laying around, had a green, it was a green, what was it? It was Bolins? Maybe it was Bolins or something like that. It was green. And so he helped me, helped build that mount. He actually, if you see how it's elevated and it's not flush, because it needed a lift, kind of like what I had to do with this mower. It needed a lift to have the right adjustment or whatever. So he helped me build that mount. He welded it all together. We mounted it up. Got that green motor on there, 5 horsepower, mind you, and it started leaking oil. I'm like, man, this cheap motor. And so it started leaking oil. And so he was like, well, if you do this, you can fix it. And I said, yeah, but I plan to have this tiller for a long time. You know what I mean? That was my mindset. I said, I plan to have this tiller for a long time. I don't trust this motor. Even if I try to patch it up, I might eventually have to change it out. I said, I got me a good old motor sitting on my 21-inch deck in the shed right now. I know, I trust that. That motor's bulletproof. I trust that. So I said, man, I'm gonna go ahead and switch it. So Romeo helped me switch it out. I took that motor off that deck and put it on there, and that's how it became Frankentiller. That's why I call it Frankentiller, because we basically like changed the parts. You got the little mount from one mower, you got the base from it, from my old Sears Tiller, and then it got the Bilt motor. And the reason why this thing is like so awesome, I'm gonna give y'all brief reasons why this thing is so awesome, is because number one, the weight. This thing is built heavy. If y'all see that base right there, that base is so heavy, and like everything about this thing is heavy. You're not gonna be no little chump trying to push this thing around. Luckily, I'm big, but it's heavy, and so the weight of it, the sheer weight of it, gives it that weight to dig in. Not to mention, these tines are so old that they're like sharp. Look at this. I'm gonna show you right here. Look at my pants right here. Y'all see that hole in my pants? There you go. You know where that hole came from? One of those tines. One of those tines got caught in my pants. I got so many holes in my pants just from catching on those tines. That's how sharp they are. So imagine that what it'll do to some dirt. You know what I mean? And then not to finish it all off with all that, it has this motor on it. This motor is a hoss. It never blinks. I need to change the oil in it. But yeah, so once I took that motor off that deck, put it on that probably about 3 years ago. No, maybe 4 years ago. Jeez. I took it off there. This deck just sat there, but I'm like, man, this deck is too nice. It cuts too good and too well for me to get rid of it. So it just sat and sat and sat until this year. And I got the idea last year to do this, but I just didn't have any time. And I said, you know, me going full time this year, that was one of the reasons why I sold the Timemaster, is because I had one yard where I needed the Timemaster, and I kind of got rid of that yard. And so now it's like any yard that I can't get any of my, if it's too, even, see, now that I got the 21 inch and somebody called me about cutting a big old backyard with the 21 inch, I'm gonna be like, no thanks. if my 36 inch can't fit back there, no thanks. You know what I mean? That's kind of the mindset I'm on. But if it's a small yard or a ditch or something, that's why I got this. That's why I needed this. You always want to be prepared just in case. You know what I mean? So that's kind of the storyline. That's why that's called Frankentiller. That's why I think I'm going to name that Igor. Because, you know, Igor had that humpback. You know, this one got that big old motor on his back. So I'm going to call it Igor. Let me know if y'all got any better names in the comments section. It's going to be kind of hard pressed to get me off of Igor, but if I see something really good, I might switch the name. But yeah, stay tuned. I'm still going to have a video tomorrow. I'm going to have actual Tipsy Talk. This was kind of a Tipsy Talk. I'm going to have an actual Tipsy Talk coming tomorrow. And then I'm going to have a Frankentiller video on Friday. So, thanks for watching. Comment, subscribe. Stay tuned. Yes, sir.